Hey folks, today we are taking a look at Transformers Kre-O Microchangers. The first one we have up is Decepticon Bruticus. I did pick this up at BigBadToyStore.com. As you can see, the Microchanger is made up of 4 different combiners, Decepticon Brawl, Vortex, Onslaught, and Swindle. Now, it does appear that Vortex and Decepticon Brawl are based off of Warpath and, what's his name? Springer. But the box is actually very small. I was really surprised at the size of this box. I mean, this is a tiny, tiny box. I mean, here is, to give you an idea of the size, here's an iPhone 4S case compared with the rest of the box. It is not very big at all. And it's kind of wobbly. Alright, so we've taken a look at the box. Let's go ahead and get into the figure. Now, I've been looking at this thing. I guess the best place to start would be, or to open it up, would be here on the side. Just because that's where tape is. So, yep. Alright, so reach in and pull out some instructions. So we've got a nice big instruction booklet that's going to have all of the assemblies. Then we've got the different Kre-O packs, or the different crayons, 4 of them, 4 packs of crayons, and then a pack of extra bits, and then stickers! One thing I did not show off that I really should have is, not only do you have this really cool picture in the front, but on the side you've got all of the different crayons right there. I really like that addition to the box. It's a really, really interesting addition. I'm really tempted to just cut this off just to have this section here, because I really like this, just the profile of all the different bots. First bot up is Decepticon Brawl, so we'll go ahead and get started with him. We're going to take the legs and the torso and combine them together. Then take this piece with the peg pointing back and put that over his chest. Put his head on the peg. Add the helmet. Next up, we will take the gun and give him his little gun, like that. Then the treads will go onto the back of his arms, like this. Like that. And then finally, the big old cannon that he's known for just pegs in right onto his back, like that. And there we go. So I apologize for it being a little blurry. The iPhone does not want to autofocus for some reason. Cool little guy. Looks like, to be honest, he looks like something that should be in the Predator movies. It really makes me think of something from the first Predator movie. So transformation into vehicle mode is almost exactly the same as Warpath. So we will disconnect that. Actually, you're supposed to disconnect him or just completely disassemble him, according to the instructions. So we've got the arms with the treads. Then we take the legs and put the legs back on. Actually, the chest piece has to come off too. Come on. What we do is we take the chest piece off and actually turn it around so that the peg is pointing up. So pull those off. Then this little piece, black piece, goes onto the bottom of his feet, like that. Then this gray piece pegs into where his head was. Then this piece will peg into the chest, but we have to add a Decepticon symbol first. So we'll peel that off. Peel that off, maybe, and then place the Decepticon symbol and completely screw it up. Doesn't help that it's already off center to begin with. So that will get pegged in right here. Then this guy gets pegged in up here, and then the cannon gets attached. Oops, put this on wrong. And the cannon gets attached like this. And then you have room, you can put the gun up here, or you could put the gun in one of his hands. The gun is not supposed to be in this mode, but I like to put it up there. So here we have Decepticon Brawl in vehicle mode. Little vehicle mode. Looks a little silly, but works for me. Next up is Onslaught. Now Onslaught has a bunch of extra bits, as you can see, because his vehicle mode is actually quite complex. I mean, his vehicle mode is really complex, to be honest. So, we're going to start off with the robot mode. So, we'll start off with legs and torso. Then we'll put the smoke, then we have some smokestacks on his arms. Oh, geez. So, to start off with, to assemble Onslaught, what we're going to do is take the torso and the body and put them together. And then we put on these two smokestack pieces on his arm. Then take the big gun part, or big cannon part, and put that onto his backpack. To put his head on, like that. Helmet, like that. And then his really big gun. Now for Kre-Os, this is probably Kreons, this is probably the largest gun I've seen yet. But I think this is the gun that Bruticus will wield. So here we have Onslaught in robot mode with his really big gun. Onslaught in robot mode is actually really cool. I like Onslaught in bot mode a lot. I think it's a really, really dynamic little Kreon. Really dig it. So his assembly for his vehicle mode is very complex for a guy of this size. What we're going to do is we are going to completely disassemble him. I mean, completely. And then the first thing we're going to do is take this piece and add a Decepticon symbol. Specifically this one. And this is always the hardest part. Alright, that's good enough. So, there we go. We're going to start with this. Oh, and we have another sticker to add. We have to take this piece with the windows and attach that to this little square 2-pegger. Good enough. Alright, so we'll start off with these two pieces that I just put down. These two guys. What we're going to do is attach some wheels to these. So we've got these wheels over here. We'll attach two. We're supposed to attach two per piece. So one, and then two. And don't go for the middle part because it won't fit. You want to go for the part up here by the ball joint connector and the little grabber and the little connector part down at the bottom. So next we will take this piece and peg the ball joint sections into it. Like that. Really tight. I mean really tight. Okay. So we got this piece. Now we'll take the torso and fold the arms straight forward and make sure that the hands are bent out pointing to the outside. Then we will take the other wheels and peg them into the hands like this. And then we peg the entire bit, the entire tractor bit into them like that. So there we go. So we'll put that off to the side. Next, we're going to take this piece here, this piece, and then we are going to go with this piece and snap these two guys together like that, like that. Then we'll take this guy and peg him in here. So we'll finish that and put that off to the side. Take this one and turn it around. We'll attach a single peg unit there. Then take this piece, peg that there. And then we'll add the smokestacks. Like so. And swivel those around back. And then this will drop directly on top of this front piece here. So we end up like that. And then this will slide into, you see this hole here? It'll slide right onto the peg there on the torso. So it slides on very loosely. So in order to stabilize it, we're going to take this guy, peg a piece onto the front, peg that bumper on, and that will peg down like that. So we end up with this really cool looking little semi-truck. Unfortunately, there's no bed, and I'm sure you could figure something out. Maybe have him put the gun here and... that didn't work. But we are left with a bit of extra. That's okay. Still, cool little vehicle mode. I dig it a lot. Kind of reminds me of not a monster truck, but one of those trucks that you would take to the Baja Rally that has crazy suspension. So yeah, that's what this reminds me of. Alright, so here we have Swindle, and I've already taken the liberty of adding the Decepticon sticker to him. So his assembly is virtually identical to Brawl's, so we'll just go ahead and get into it. Just add that, head, helmet, oops, put the chest piece on backwards. There we go. Now, I'm sure you've noticed by now, but all of the chests have the original Decepticon styling, or the original G1 styling, and they seem to cover up all the chests with these chest pieces for some reason. I don't know why. Then we will add wheels to his legs, like this, and give him his gun. Unfortunately, he does not have the classic Swindle gun on the back. He looks rather unhappy, i.e. constipated for a Transformer, but he's a cool little Kre-O. Very cool little guy. So, transformation into vehicle mode is kind of a combination between, well, it's actually quite unique. So, we'll go ahead and disassemble him. Just completely take him apart. Now, what we're going to do is take the legs. Oh, this is what I was talking about earlier. See? G1 chest. So, we're going to take his arms and do what we did with Onslaught and attach wheels to his hands. Then take his legs and actually turn them around and peg them in, like that. Then his chest plate is going to go back on with the peg pointing up. And then we take this clear piece and give him a canopy. Then take this piece and peg that in up here. Give him a bumper, like that. Give him the Decepticon logo, like so. And then take this piece and plug it into his rear foot, and that will give him his gun. So there we go, this little dune buggy-esque form. I like it. Yeah, it looks a little weird, but I dig it. I think this is a cool little alt mode for a Kre-O. Very, very cool. Last but not by no means least is Vortex. Now, Vortex assembly is exactly the same as Spinister and Springer. So we'll just go ahead and get him formed up. Now, he is the only one that does not have a Decepticon symbol attached to him for some reason. No idea why. But... crap. His helmet is that of Soundwave. I don't know why. But, oh well. So then we will attach these blasters to his arms. And there we go. Here is his robot mode. Cool little Kre-O robot mode. So, transformation into helicopter mode is very, very simple. All we're going to do is... Well, I didn't need to remove his legs. I just removed his legs out of habit. all we're going to do is just take the blasters and turn them around and have them pointing forward to be landing struts. Peg his legs back in. And then add this piece to the side to be a tail rotor, and that's it. I think this is the laziest out of all of the transformations. Just, yeah, he had too much to drink, fell over, and became a helicopter. Yep. I think these vehicle modes are pretty cool. They're imaginative. Yeah, I think Vortex and Brawl are the weak links, but Onslaught and Swindle are my favorites of the vehicle modes. Overall, a good set, good fun set to have in vehicle. Here we have all of them in robot mode. Now, I did miss one thing when I first did the initial transformation. I forgot to add the wheels to Onslaught. I do apologize for that. But here they are, all in robot mode together. Sadly, they do miss Blastoff, but I'm sure he's somewhere enjoying a nice Energon beverage. So, let's go ahead and get them transformed into Bruticus! The first bit of assembly is going to be the right leg of Bruticus, and what we're going to need is everything you see here, and this is going to be the right bottom part of the leg. So to start off with, we're going to take this piece right here and attach one, and make sure that's lined up, two, and then we're going to take the leg, flip them down like that, and actually put him completely flush against the bottom like that, and peg in some wheels like this. Next, we're going to take the torso and turn it, the arms back, and then put wheels in the hands, and just kind of bring those together like that. I'll go right there. Next, we're going to give him his top back and the Decepticon symbol like that. Then we'll take this knee piece and attach the clear plastic bit to it, and there we have his first leg. For Bruticus' other leg, we're going to take the bits of Brawl and get them assembled as well. So it's pretty much the same thing, except whoops, did I forget? Yes, I did. Just, we're going to be doing things a little bit different, slightly differently. So take his legs and add them, attach them to the base. Take his arms, torso, put them straight down. Take this piece and put that forward. Then we will take the knee piece and the Decepticon symbol and put them there, like that. And then we will take the treads, and the treads will peg into... Now, they say to do it like this, but I don't know how well that's going to work, because as you can see, it's a little longer, so we'll have to angle it forward a bit. And then take the gun, and put the gun into that peg hole. And there we have his other leg. So we've got the two legs raring to go. To start assembly of the torso, we are going to use everything we see here. To start off with, we're going to take the Onslaught torso, and then we're going to take the Vortex torso, and with Vortex torso, we're going to rip his arms off. I don't know why, but we have to. So we will combine these two on top of each other, and then add the smokestacks to the underarm of Onslaught's. Like that. And then we'll take the big piece like this and put that thusly. And then we will put that off to the side for the moment. Next, we are going to take this piece and this and combine them together. And then take the handlebar piece and put those together like this. And then these guys will just go one. And then we will take this piece, and peg it in like that. And then this guy will peg in like that. And this will become part of the chest. So we'll drop that on top like so. Don't worry, I'll even everything out later. Alright, now for the head. We take Onslaught's head and put that on like that. And then the big old helmet, which was Onslaught's, is actually Bruticus' helmet, so we'll attach that. And then these will form the legs, thusly. And just got to get everything relined up here. There we go. So now we can form the legs, or attach the legs. So we'll take Brawl here and attach him. We'll take Swindle and attach him. And here we have part of Bruticus. Or I like to say Bruticus, the beginning. Alright, so we're going to start off with making the first arm. To begin with, we are going to take this piece, and this piece. And first off, we're going to go like that. And then we are going to add this piece to it to form the upper arm. Next, we're going to put this guy off to the side for just a second. Excuse me. And get going on the rest of the arm. So we'll take this guy, the bottom of Onslaught, and add this connector piece to it. Then we will form up a gun. So take the bazooka, and this little piece goes down here. And then this will attach to the front of the, the cannon. And then this will peg into the side of the leg, like that. And then we'll just bring these guys together, like, it's supposed to go like that. Oh, it's supposed to go like that. There we go. So we've got an arm. Alright, for the next arm, we are going to start off with this piece and attach both, or at least one of these. Nope, both of them. Sorry, the directions are a little bit hard to read in this light. And then we will take this piece and actually attach that to the edge there and add the propeller like that. So we'll put that off to the side and take this guy and turn it around, and we want to have this piece pointing that way, and we want this piece pointing that way. So then we will attach this guy to the underslot here, like that. Next, we'll form the lower arm with Vortex's legs, and this piece will peg in like that. Then we'll take the big arse gun and plug that into his bottom leg like that. And next, we will take this section and take Vortex's guns and attach them thusly, and then they will peg in to this guy here, and then we will attach these two. So, like that. Oops. It's supposed to be like that. Alright, so, whoops, that keeps coming off. That's going to be problematic. There we go. Alright, so it's a time to give him some arms. So the first arm will peg into Vortex's spot, and we'll most likely pop his head off. And then this arm, I do believe I have backwards. Oh, nope. Sorry. Everything's falling apart! Now it's time to give our Bruticus some arms. So remember those little ball joints that we popped off? Well, that's where the arms plug in, and they do plug in rather tightly. It is not an easy fit, and you got to be careful because you'll knock pieces out of the way and just shoot things all over the place. And here we have Decepticon Bruticus in all his Kre-O might. Now this guy is about the same size as, say, Optimus Prime from FOC, and he is almost exactly the same size as an iPhone 4 case. So he's not that big, but he is freaking awesome. This is so cool. I'm so glad Hasbro decided to create little Kre-O combiners. This thing is freaking awesome, and he looks mean too. I only have two small complaints with the set as a whole. One, Bruticus is a little fiddly. Getting him into robot mode requires a lot of fidgeting and fiddling, and things have a tendency to pop off. His head comes off way too easily, and his head never points in the direction I want it to point in, but that's more my problem, not yours. He doesn't really have hands, but I don't care. He looks awesome. He's got posability, too. I mean, his head swivels. He's got joints. He's got elbows. He's got knees. He's got movement in his feet. He's got hips. He's got shoulder joints. I mean, he's got posability. This is pretty freaking awesome. So if this is the kind of thing we can expect from ConstructBots, I'm all in. Now, I do have the other three, and they will be in subsequent reviews, so expect them coming this week. All of them will be reviewed this week. So if you can find any of them, I love Bruticus. I think Bruticus is awesome. Individually, his bots are cool. You do end up with a bunch of severed heads, though, so that is a little bit of an issue. But otherwise, this is a great, fun little kit. Like I said, I picked it up at BigBadToyStore.com. They still have them in stock, and they should be in stores shortly. So if you guys can find them, definitely pick them up, because this thing is a whole lot of fun.